Our beautiful home, planet Earth. 8 billion residents and counting. Hosting a variety of different cultures, abundant fauna and vegetation. Its inhabitants have a basic understanding of the universe, although forever mindful of how little they really know about it. We are not the centre of the cosmos after all, in fact, quite the opposite. One's first reaction from afar is awe at its beauty. It seems to render a deceptive sense of tranquility, a wonderful place to live and enjoy your life. We hurtle through space at an astonishing rate while rotating on an axis, and yet no one even seems to notice. Our moon tags along for the ride, providing stability for us in many different ways. Despite its beauty, its inhabitants suffer from a dilemma that just doesn't go away. Tribalism, nationalism, racism, greed, and a phenomenon known as religion that seems to divide and antagonize the human family. To make matters even more perilous, mankind now has the capacity to destroy this home and render it to a wasteland void of all life forever. So while we bicker and argue over religion and different forms of government, the universe continues on its journey of expansion, perhaps wondering if Earthlings will ever get their house in order. Our Earth home occupies a small part of another system, known as our solar system. It's huge. If you could somehow modify your motor vehicle to cope with space travel, with an endless supply of food, water, air and fuel, take on immortality and drive your supercar into space at the legal speed limit, you would be away from home for at least a few thousand years, just to get to its outer fringe, and you're only just getting started. You then realize something astonishing. Our solar system is just a small speck inside a much larger system, a galaxy. So large, our brain struggles to decipher its proportion. Estimates vary as to just how many stars and planets reside in this galaxy. Some say billions, even trillions, should cover it. And we are only dealing with the observable. There is substantially more. Our solar system orbits the center of the galaxy at 828,000 kilometers per hour. And yet it will still take 230 million years to complete just one orbit around its galactic center. At its center is a massive black hole. Now you decide exploring this galaxy is the cool thing to do. You modify your space vehicle to reach the speed of light. You will be away from Earth a further 200,000 years just to cross this galaxy, and if exploring it in its entirety is your thing, allow a few million years for that at least. After all this time goes by, you get news of a neighbouring galaxy just up the road. You can even see it at night from Earth, a small smudge in the northern sky. It's the Andromeda Galaxy. Allow yourself a further 2.5 million Earth years to get to its outer edge. Another few million years for sightseeing, and just when you thought you've seen it all, what you've seen and experienced is nothing compared to what's ahead. They call it the universe, containing millions and trillions of galaxies with more stars and planets than sand on your favorite beach. An accurate term is the observable universe. We can only see a fraction of what's really out there. The universe may just go on forever. Then there's talk about a multiverse, a parallel universe, and other dimensions. Your brain begins to shut down. It's all just too much to take in. The reality is your mind is more than capable of handling this. It already has a connection with the universe, and matters of this nature are well within its level of comprehension. It's just that we have been distracted by our secular world and its trappings and lost sight of who we really are. An unusual psychological phenomenon has been known to occur with some individuals when investigating the universe, in some cases quite profound. We begin to see our world from a different perspective. Not just our worldview, but also our beliefs and priorities. It's as if our brain-mind combination has risen to another level. It's a cognitive shift, or a psychological state of well-being, self-transcendence, and a sense of connection with the universe or a higher power is experienced. A spiritual experience, as some have described it. And suddenly most of what you were taught at church seems rather childish, even bizarre. Man's creation 6,000 years ago in the Garden of Eden, the talking snake, God killing off the entire population in Noah's flood, God impregnates a virgin betrothed to another man to solve the problem of sin, waits for the child to grow up and then have him killed on a post to save the world from the condemnation of sin and death. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness, God, the creator of this beautiful universe, is going to kill off most of the world's population again. So the big question is, how? How did the universe come to be, including mankind? According to the Bible, an event involving Pharaoh's daughter may answer that question. On this particular day, Pharaoh's daughter was walking the banks of the Nile River and noticed a child in a basket among the reeds. She took the child home and raised him as her own. The child grew up and became known as Moses. God, Yahweh, took a liking to this man and used him to liberate his people out of Egypt. In time, God communicated a lot of information to Moses, the entire creation story. So there is the answer we all needed as to who created the universe. It was Yahweh, aka Jehovah, the God of the Bible. It all sounds wonderful, but there is a problem with this God. He has a history of violence, the slaughter of people he disliked, genocide, blood sacrifices, a serial narcissist obsessed with his own personal glory, issuing death threats to any who don't conform to his commands. Yahweh's origins originated in southern Canaan, eventually adopted by the Israelites and becoming their sole god. Millions still adhere to this fictitious God, believing Jesus Christ is his son. Others believe Jesus is Jehovah. Then there are billions who are adamant Jesus is God, part of the Trinitarian mystery. Meanwhile, the rest of mankind have their version of who God is. Just in case you haven't noticed, human attempts to explain God and the creator of the universe, including the biblical God, has become a chaotic ensemble of dangerous ideas. It seems the biblical God, or any other entity assumed to be God, does not have the intellect or the mental stability to qualify as the creator of the universe, or responsible for its ongoing expansion as we speak. In reality, the universe has ruled out all human attempts at creating God. Ancient ideology is about to be challenged in more ways than one. Aside from all of this, there is an elephant in the room, and its presence is becoming increasingly obvious as each day passes. Ever since man has resided on this planet, regardless of what tribe they belong to or time period, they all had one thought in common, and it still haunts us to this very day. It's the feeling we're not alone, or we're being watched by someone. Maybe another civilization, maybe a god, or an intelligent force, or some other entity. Or it could be just a figment of our imagination. Whatever it is, it's always there, and it seems to be gathering momentum. Down through history, the never-ending chatter or contact with someone or some entity from the other side or extraterrestrial being is a common and undeniable part of our history. We make allowances for the human factor, a vivid imagination, wishful thinking, fictitious stories based on superstition, eventually interpreted as reality. It would be a brave person to arrogantly dismiss all these accounts down through history as fiction. There are many accounts that have to be taken seriously. Credible eyewitnesses that leaves us with no choice but to at least consider the possibility and investigate. Currently, governments all around the world are taking this phenomena very seriously. Something is going on. The paranormal is here. Its presence cannot be ignored. There are some religious orders who believe the paranormal is dangerous territory. It's evil or of satanic origin. They have a binary perspective, only two options. No room for other options or a broader perspective. Just the typical religious, narrow-minded, straitjacket mentality. On the subject of the paranormal, many scientists are unable or unwilling to comprehend the paranormal phenomena, arrogantly dismissing it as a nonsensical concept. Yet eventually they will have to come to the table as more data becomes a reality. According to one notable professor, 95% of reported events can be explained. The other 5% will send shivers down your spine. The lesson for the scientific brotherhood is this: your lack of personal experience with the paranormal does not negate the validity of those who have had the privilege. A case in point is an event in Australia, 1966. It's mid-morning recess time at a nearby school. Children are gathering in the play area as per usual. They notice something odd in the sky. An object is slowly coming their way. It looks like a flat circular dish with a dome-raised section in the middle. It hovers across to a nearby reserve area at ground level. Children are amazed and anxious to take a closer look. They all rush to the school boundary to get a closer view. Teachers are quite concerned and attempt to hold the students back. Soon it lifts off, turns on its side, and veers off at an astonishing rate. Its speed and manoeuvrability is not known technology of the day, or even now. Apparently, circular markings were left on the ground. Hundreds of people witnessed this event. Students, teachers, workers, and even pilots in the area. They can still be interviewed today and all have one thing in common. They are crystal clear as to what they observed. Sightings such as this are common throughout the world, and it seems to be increasing in frequency. Eyewitness accounts from hundreds of people of the same event, as well as thousands of cases every year, is now a legitimate concern for governments all around the world. It's the elephant in the room that cannot be ignored. What was once considered fiction may not be fictional after all. Mankind may just be on the cusp of something extraordinary. A new world encompassing other forms of intelligence, always suspected but never verifiable. Long-held beliefs about the identity of God or the creative forces, intelligent design or designer may need to be revised. The universe may have some surprises in store for mankind. Both the universe and the paranormal and its secrets may well challenge the traditional monopoly religion has on God, the Creator, and its cruel control of Earth's inhabitants down through history. Governments are also guilty of controlling or withholding information from the people. It's suggested that some agencies are already researching extraterrestrial technology kept secret for national security. One can only surmise it will be used to further enhance military advantage over other people, fueling our dilemma for greed and power and dominance over other sectors of the human family. Is it possible that other intelligent life forms outside of our world are reluctant to make contact with Earthlings and share technology with us due to our insatiable desire to annihilate each other? The institution of religion has failed to curb that destructive appetite, perhaps partly responsible itself for its continuance. The James Webb Telescope has ventured out into the unknown further than man's technology has ever been before. It seems to be raising more questions and may undermine previously held theories about the universe and its beginning. And there is more to come. It is revealing cosmic anomalies such as time warp, gravitational waves, even cosmic force or structures that challenge our grasp of the very fabric of the universe. There seems to be some form of order, not just random events or objects. Detecting signals that seem to be unexplainable. As more data is received, the real threat to mankind may not be extraterrestrial life, more likely the undoing of entrenched beliefs. A belief such as Christianity's take on the very nature or identity of God. Some statistics say 55% of Americans believe Jesus is God, the creator of the universe. Then there's you-know-who. James Webb may have a dissenting view on that. The secrecy by government, not informing the people of what they know so far, is blatantly obvious. Is it because deep down they assume the populace is unable to handle truth? Time will tell. Humanity may not be the only ones with a vested interest in this world. So what does all of this mean? And what effect could the paranormal phenomena have on the biblical God or the various institutions of religion? As for the biblical God, that entity is a human fabrication. We created God in our image. That God and other created gods will become just another one of the many mythological stories from our past that had an enormous impact on people's lives and still has, but will gradually dissipate. If people insist on believing, they are free to do so. But we cannot expect our children and their children and future generations to feel likewise. They will move on to greater things. The paranormal may well become part of their reality, and their world may encompass other worlds. The notion of worship may well be replaced by respect and awareness of a higher form of intelligence controlling the universe. As many serious physicists are learning more about the universe, both seen and unseen, there is talk about multiple universes, multiple realities, coinciding or parallel with ours. It may explain UAP or UFO experiences down through human history. The notion that we are the only intelligent life form in the universe is absurd. Does that mean that the Bible or other holy writings or strongly held beliefs found in the wide variety of different cultures from all over the earth over thousands of years are totally wrong and should be ignored? Well, not really. The Bible, for example, contains basic concepts and ideals that are logical and compatible with forward-thinking people. For example, basics such as a higher source of intelligence, creative powers, continuation of consciousness after death, the fight against evil, other life forms out of our world impacting on ours, unseen spirits, extraterrestrial, making their presence obvious. All these concepts can be found in the Bible. It's just that it contains a storyline that is flawed, and that storyline varies from one culture to the next. Abrahamic religions, Eastern religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, all have one thing in common. If we eliminate the storyline or the interpretation, there is a common thread that binds all these religions together, and that is the awareness of a higher source of power or intelligence outside of our world, and how all humans alive now and those gone before us had a spiritual connection, that inner awareness.